Got to
Did we
catch
just
up.
start?
We have Randy for YouTube, yes, but we were on Twitch, X, Instagram. I think crapped out, so
Oh,
we're
we were on
still
Instagram too. I didn't
learning
know.
the
That's
ropes.
pretty cool.
Is it live or do you see it? Otherwise,
I'm checking
on my screen it looks like it's frozen.
on YouTube. You're talking about?
Yeah, on for Instagram. But YouTube doesn't look like it's updated, so I think even though that's my biggest audience, we didn't capture them. Let's see. We might have to restart this stream,
Yeah.
or it just catches
Oh,
on.
I see. No, we're live on YouTube.
Oh, we're live on YouTube. So it started
Yeah.
another stream. So that's what happens sometimes with Restream. It
Right.
it doesn't capture the scheduled stream for me. Oh, okay. So comments are coming in. All right, we're live on
Okay.
YouTube.
Now we're live.
It's rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're about 15 minutes late on YouTube. Should we catch everyone up to
So
speed?
just to
Or
catch. Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're looking at day 2 events for Token 2049. We're just kind of like looking at what's worth it. We were contemplating the AI day. There's a lot of full day events. You know, you can see like 10 to 6:30, 10 to 6, 10 to 4, all these like mini summits because it's the day before Token 2049. People might be looking for something to do, and this is an easy way to capture that large audience.
Yep.
Now,
Exactly.
additionally, we already closed it, but we went over the potential of Hulk hands for our interviewing. So if you have any ideas that don't involve Hulk hands, please let us know. What can we do to make this microphone a little more interesting? I've seen people, put this like on a pineapple or on a flower. We're going to do something a little different, a little unique, and we want to get a little creative. So feel free to have your suggestions. We'll check it out on Amazon, and we'll build something out for some interesting interviews.
That's right. I think that'll be fun.
So we got a couple events. Yeah, this is just Tuesday. Yesterday. We just looked at Monday, so we'll try to find some things to do this upcoming Tuesday. And what's looking good, Josh?
Yeah, there's just such a plethora of events this year. Yesterday, we went ahead and it took us the whole episode just to get through day 1. So this time, we're kind of skimming through a little bit faster, seeing what sounds interesting, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we want to sign up for that or not. So where we just last leave off was the DAI day. We're going to skip that one, I believe, for now.
We are going to skip that one. We'll keep it in the back. We could consider this. We'll keep it as a B tier. We got
They do have lunch.
Yeah, we got a lot of amazingly high raise projects where they raised a lot of money, but still not a lot of use case. But they got money, so they might have a big event. So we got Aether, Eigenlayer, which raised 8 billion staked in their AVS. A Sister, I haven't heard of this. It's a decentralized platform that allows users to create and own and monetize small language models. No one's going to use it. Humans AI, world's first blockchain for AIs. Open Ledger. All right, maybe. We'll see. Maybe they have more interesting things, but I'm not fully sold on that.
Yeah, not too crazy. I see modular and L2 day. Okay. I feel like the modular narrative, modularity, you don't hear about like you used to in the past. Like modularity, I think of Celestia, data availability. What do you think of that narrative? Will that ever have a season of itself? Is that interesting? I feel like that sort of died out.
Yeah, they sold the vision with like ZK and Mantra and Blast and all these other ones. I forgot, but all of those kind of went to zero because like, all right, you built out the infrastructure, you didn't build out the ecosystem. You like people can do these things, but no one's doing anything on there. So that's why you have to be careful of.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't feel any different. There was a huge thing with data availability and Celestia being compared to like Near and a few other projects that had data availability, but never became a narrative. And especially ZK, we never saw that ZK season that all these layer 2s were building around, the layer 1s were building around ZK tech, right? So interesting.
It turns out no one cares about privacy. They just want meme coins. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's right. So a lot of buzzwords come and go pretty swiftly. That seemed like they're going to be the next big thing. So that doesn't sound too interesting for me. What do you think?
No. This would be the worst reason to go would be just to like, all right, what can I short this year? but,
Exactly, getting a good idea.
But maybe, yeah, maybe they're running out of funds because registration closed on this.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so we'll keep going. DeSci Summit. Now I've been hearing about DeSci, decentralized science. I haven't seen anything that's been really interesting, but this could be something. Oh, and it's located at the Museum of the Future.
I like the venue.
I haven't been there. This might be an easy excuse to go. So let's see what they
Exactly.
got
I
here.
haven't been there either.
Decentralized Science Movement, what to expect, keynote speeches, interactive workshops, panel discussions, exclusive VIP dinner with the speakers and industry leaders. We love that. Yeah. Let's see. Show me some names. Bioprotocol, the gateway to decentralized science, VitaDAO, autonomous connecting researchers with a vibrant community. We'll see. Maybe just go for the museum.
I was gonna say that's the only thing that seemed attractive to me about this event right here is the fact that it's at the Museum of the Future. I haven't been there either. I think that's such an interesting structure. I was gonna say the way it is. I wonder how it is on the inside, and sort of it looks interesting. Yeah,
it does look interesting. All right, we'll keep this as a backup list just if we have nothing to do.
Yeah,
got the museum if it doesn't turn out to be interesting.
I'm not sure. Maybe it gets us free entry to the Museum of the Future and different things like that.
I hope so. I'll be a little disappointed if it doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Road to DeFi and DeFi Roundtable. Let's see. I want to see like big projects or new interesting projects when we're looking at these types of events. Like something I'd actually get behind. The yield games are over. Future of DeFi is no longer about high APY degen loops. It's about building resilient protocols with real revenue. All right, you got me on the vision here. On-chain credit, decentralized underwriting, AI risk modeling, capacity, limited, moderated, atmosphere. Maybe we'll see if this is like an easy event to get to, I guess.
Yeah, location is very key. It looks like it might be close. Yep, right, close to the Palm. Probably.
Okay. You're in the Palm area?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I'm like in this area, so not too far away.
Kind of in between where we are.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll keep that one in mind.
Keep that in the back burner as well.
Yeah, crypto compliance and legal breakfast. I was like, ugh, that sounds boring as hell.
That does sound boring. Sounds like regulation.
Web3. So maybe this one might be interesting. Web3preneur. Oh nope, they bailed. They abandoned. They ran out of money.
They didn't have the runway.
So that's what you can kind of expect. You have to spend a lot of money for these events, and if you run out of funding, they get canceled.
Yeah, because a lot of them are really relying on sponsorships and maybe some co-hosts, partnerships, different things like that. And I mean, I'll always go.
All right, proof of brunch, morning mixer for founders and funders. I don't know if we can apply to this because there are some restrictions. They always ask you, what's your fund? How much can you invest? Would you be interested in investing? So this probably isn't for us.
Yeah, probably can skip that one.
Yeah. Let's see. What else is looking good? DeFi Con. There's a lot of DeFi.
There's a lot of AI. A lot of AI, a lot of DePIN.
Yeah, every other one has been AI. So let's see. Investors
another investor and founder summit. Ooh. AI Web3 again. This is like all of them like combined.
ICO 2.0 by MetaDAO. It's ICOs, but better. It's like, oh, it's 100% scam. It's like it's better because you know it's 100% scam instead of a 99% scam.
Interesting. By MetaDAO. Have you heard of MetaDAO before?
I haven't. I'm not familiar with them.
Why?
What do you think of? Have you heard of them?
I have not. They sound familiar, but I haven't.
Oh, no, it sounds like something else. Anytime community-driven platform, that means like, oh, we have no business model, we have no investors.
Seems like maybe like a community-driven incubation sort of protocol.
It could be, but that's also tough. Where the only people that will let you incubate them are like high-risk projects.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's the community incubating them. So if it doesn't go well, it's like it wasn't any one entity; it's the community.
Right.
So we'll probably skip that one.
Oh yeah, that's the Fun Fest. It's Web3 game founders and investors. Well, all right, that sounds fun. So let's
it's the Fun Fest, so it must be fun.
Yeah.
And look, they have a moving background. I hadn't seen that yet. with the
They
emoji.
upgraded. Yeah, it's sponsored with
They got premium.
Immutable and Sequence. Let's see, GM friends, join us for an epic Web3 gaming event in the heart of Dubai, co-hosted by MBX Hack, The Fun, Dracoon Ventures, and Marblex Blockchain Game Alliance. Oh, they're actually pretty big. Cypher Capital. Let's see, game showcases and demos. I'm pretty interested in this. If you actually showing me games and I can demo them,
Right.
I can find out if I actually like this game or if it's not worth playing.
Yeah, that reminds me of an event back in Denver, and they had live gaming showcase as well. There was a VR game. I think I sent you that footage, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. And you can actually go and interact and see what they're actually building, and if you like it.
Yeah, you were like full in. You were like locked in on that thing.
And yeah, I was immersed.
Like, afraid. They were watching out. Like, oh man, he's too into it.
I was in it. Yeah, because it was like a soccer game. I was like blocking shots. I was taking shots. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you definitely need space for that type of thing.
Yeah, for the VR ones. Yeah.
Actually, all right, let's put this on the back burner because the game exhibitions zone, and since they are aligned with the Blockchain Game Alliance, I think they have like 1,000 different projects or gaming projects under their belt, where they're like the community Kickstarter for those types of things.
And that could be good for content as well, like getting in there, playing the games, almost doing like a little bit of a live review of the game.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
This what was cool. This kind of sucked. This was interesting. I haven't seen this before. So I think we might be close to making that transition where GameFi potentially actually becomes feasible in Web3 in a way that makes sense and is sustainable and that has actual fun games. So I feel like those games, if they are on the horizon, are in beta right now, or they're at like these early phases right now, maybe we can get some insight on that. Yeah, I know you have your Sui play. Maybe we'll see some interesting things that could be like compatible with that ecosystem, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so I like how there are going to be demos, so you can actually start playing something without the hurdle of setting up a wallet, downloading the game, installing it, setting up your account. You're just like right in the game. So it's a much better experience than having to just dive in without any prior knowledge.
Yeah, that's a great point because there's always confirmation code. Send your email here and then
it's a lot of friction.
Set up and everything, create a username and all that. So pretty interesting. Oh yeah, I see the comments now coming in here. Someone said happy Doge Day in 2 hours. Doge always pumps on 420. Are you trading that narrative?
I am not. I'm gonna take a look at the Dogecoin price. If they were right, it's 2%, or not really much. Less than that, actually, 0.07%. Well, leading up to it, I don't know. Let's see, 1 year.
Let's say from last year. This time last year.
This time last year, we'll just try to jump in. Kind of hard to navigate here. April 20. Doge always pumps on the 20th. Maybe it went up like 5%.
Yeah,
if anything.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe like you thinking like leverage, like maybe a quick long or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you gotta rely on like an Elon tweet.
Yeah,
for
something like
420. That. And
I wouldn't hold my breath.
Maybe that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
And Elon doesn't have the power to move the Doge markets like he used to.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore, man. It's not the same. Trump is the guy now when it comes to the tweets and the
That's true. When it comes to global market manipulation.
Yeah, Trump is the guy. He can move the needle now. Dapps and mini apps day. Does that sound interesting?
Okay, yeah, let's take a look.
Speaking of dapps and mini apps, I saw an interesting tweet. Oh, Sheridan Mall.
Yeah, I like the location. This is incredibly. This is the MRT the subway station by my hotel. So this is like walking distance for me. Oh, it's free. Nice. So it's possible. Dapps and mini apps day. We have Garden, TAC, Line Next, TAC, Ton Battleground, Monetag, Gazood, No Misma. These names are terrible.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any of these.
Yeah, so let's see.
I haven't heard of any of these. But you know what? I like the title of it, Dap and Mini App Day. Why? because I think there's so many L1s and L2s flooding the market and not enough apps. I saw an interesting tweet sort of talking about that. There's so many new ecosystems launching, not enough actual good apps underneath them that people are actually going to use and bring more people to the ecosystem. So people should be focusing, and founders should be focusing on building really good products that actually bring people in. So I think that's interesting, but I'm not sure if this is the one that's like executing that event the right way.
Yeah, so for like a very regular event where they don't invest too much in like decorating it and they're just saying, hey, go here, we're going to have a networking event. This is kind of what it looks like. And I feel like the energy is correct in the background, but for these front two guys, they're like, hey man, we're gonna take a picture, make sure it looks like you're having a great time. Like, all right, you got it.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably
like the energy doesn't line up with the rest of the people there.
Yeah, I see they have those yellow tags. Anyone with the yellow tag is probably part of like the team who's throwing it. It's like the guy in the back.
Absolutely.
That
is a good call.
He definitely probably had a word with the photographer, like, all right, here we go, let's do it.
We got to make it look good. We got to put this on socials. So what to expect? 15 speakers, 300 attendees, practical case studies, excellent networking opportunities, store opens, welcome coffee, keynotes, lunchtime. Actually, lunch wouldn't really matter if it's at the mall. They actually have a lot of good selections at that mall.
I didn't actually go to the mall last time I was in Dubai, so I'm excited to check that out. I remember we had
only went to the mall. I had all my food at the mall.
Really? I had a lot of my food at the
was exquisite. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good selection. I mean,
it was
from
like
Dubai, you expect top of the line.
Yeah, it was on par with like Taipei premium malls where you had that large selection of restaurants.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a good food run when we were in Taipei, and you were giving suggestions on things too. It's really, really good. But yeah, Dubai is really top of the line when it comes to a lot of these things, like including the food, right? A lot of international stuff too.
Yeah, I actually don't like eating the food too much unless I have to, unless it's like made right in front of you. Because if it's like sitting there, it's kind of picked over for like the last few hours from other people, and it's not too appealing.
Yeah, fair to say. And that's another reason why it's good to get there on time for certain events, as you said, because of that.
All right, so I do know a few of these. I know Kaya, which is, the Line app Web3 blockchain where they are building onto Line mini apps. That's part of Line Next. I'm not familiar with any of these other ones, but Chromia I am familiar with. I actually was into Chromia early on, but they haven't really done much in the last few years. Their most hyped up game was My Neighbor Alice, but that just didn't pick up much traction, and it took them a very, very long time to build it. So we'll see. They still have a lot of money, so maybe they'll be using that to launch some projects. Boinkers, it's a parody game on crypto culture where you get to chase the absurd dream of getting to the moon by farming the ultimate meme coin, Boink. I think that is a kind of a clone of Bonk,
Yeah, right? I was going to say, Boink? I thought they meant bonk. I still thought they were going to say bonk, even after that whole thing.
The funny thing is, a lot of these projects intentionally choose very similar names where like, I don't know. It could be. It could be it.
That's what I was talking about yesterday. I'm like, is that a strategy of some kind? Because you see so many different projects just change one thing. They just added one letter, Boinkers. But the ultimate meme coin, Boink. It's like, wait, it's not bonk? And that's even a talking point in of itself, right? That can get people talking about Boink more.
Like, oh, Boink, I've heard of that. Like, no, you haven't. No, you have not heard of Boink.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Heard of Bonk, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a sort of psychology strategy.
Let's see, moving on. We got Animoca Portfolio Day. That's invite only. We can't go. I would be interested. Animoca hasn't really had many hits. They've had a lot of misses. A lot of misses.
A lot of misses. I've been following Animoca since when I first got into crypto.
Right, because the Axie Infinity, Yatsu, the CEO, he's like always doing these interviews. He's always talking about GameFi and it's the future. But the projects he backs, they all kind of die down. They all haven't had that sustainability like Axie Infinity.
No, they haven't. And they invested in a lot of metaverse stuff back in 2021. Like that Voxel game. What was it?
Sandbox,
exactly, and a bunch of different things. But they still always stand the test of time. They're still always around. You still hear about them as one of the biggest names in the space. They still have so
That's
much
because they're
money.
selling. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah, exactly.
selling. Because they're
Yeah,
selling.
that's 'cause they're selling off. But just they always just stand the test of time, and they just still stand
Yeah.
strong and last. At all these events, there's an Animoca event at every conference, right? And they're putting on a whole bunch of side events and spending tons of money. They still have like a huge war chest, right? So I think that's interesting with Animoca.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
invite
Maybe
only, I guess. Maybe it's
it'd be
invite
fun to
only
make
because
like. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say it'd be fun to do a inverse Animoca ETF.
yeah.
Short
That
it
would have
off.
printed. That would have printed in the history of it. I remember a lot of random tokens I heard. I'm like, oh, okay, Animoca's in there, and it still went to zero. So
yeah, not too great.
yeah.
All right, so we got some more interesting things in the afternoon. There's an afternoon tea party. I think this is AI again, though. Let's see. Or it's golfing. It's AI or golfing.
Ooh, maybe Top
Afternoon
Golf.
tea party. Keynote, spots available, first come, first serve. What is this? Unfulfilled with vibes, discussions. Have we mentioned the best view of Burj Khalifa? Okay, there's a view. Oh, okay. It's not golf. It's
Trusted execution.
AI. Yeah, trusted execution environments. And I think this is related to AI projects, and they don't really say who they're kind of established with. It's a pass.
There's like no info.
Yeah, it's way too late. I don't know how anyone could commit to something like this with not knowing who's part of this. But there's 1,000 people going here.
I think it's just the view of the Burj. It's like, okay, and it's at a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah, so I guess they know there's going to be some food. But
yeah, like
if you go to this area, everyone can see the view. This is like a very popular walking area where, you can see Burj from anywhere in this area. You can see it from far away. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the tallest building, so it's hard to miss.
Yeah, you're not going to miss it.
Selling point.
But we can't miss this event. Alpha Yacht Experience. I think you have to pay for this. Let's see.
Let's see. Yep, 50. Oh, no, that's the sponsor spot.
Hold on, this is us right here.
That's us. That's us. I was gonna say.
That's us. I don't want to be stuck on a boat with like strangers the whole time, and 726 people going. That boat's gonna be full. This is gonna be the Titanic of influencer boats.
Yeah, really, it's gonna be probably like 500 men, and I don't know. It's interesting.
I'd say more. I'd probably like 700 men.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the ones who actually end up going, but yeah, maybe 700 men. Maybe like I don't know. What do you think? How long is it? How long are we out on the water?
Oh, it's normally when you're out there. Yeah, you can't leave early. So this is 2 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, because you can't just leave when you want, just like other events, right? You're stuck
unless you got a jet ski. That'd be dope, like Uber jet ski.
Yeah, literally. And then it looks like I don't know. Guaranteed ROI.
That sounds terrible already.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
CEOs, crypto founders, jet ski access. Attendees engage with your brand while enjoying.
Oh wow, we just talked about this.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a thing.
So if you want to leave, just hop on the jet ski right there.
Yeah, it's like I'm out. You swap with someone else coming in on a jet ski.
I don't know. Maybe this could be interesting.
I'm gonna pass on this because I'm not good on boats. But okay, I think you should do this for the experience. And
yeah, I think this kind of
on another one.
I think this sounds kind of interesting for me, to be honest. Especially, I guess it doesn't hurt. The influencer pack is free, and then the only other people on there are sponsors. I feel like that's likely to be a decently, if it gets enough traction, a decently high value networking opportunity, because it'd be either a sponsor or it would be like another KOL or another founder that's, I guess, in a more like tight-knit area because it's just one boat, right? So that could be interesting, and some good content too, and maybe some good views from the water out on Dubai. So that sounds interesting for me. So I may be signing up for that one. You said it was 3 hours, but one thing I noticed too, that's what I thought of. Isn't that on the same day as Basecamp?
No, this is still Tuesday. Basecamp is Thursday, Friday. Yeah, this is a long Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a long Tuesday. All right, then I guess we're in the
So
clear.
Dubai
Then
Safari Day Tour. We'll move on. Yeah, I'd say you go for you can go for that one. Maybe I'll take on a different event. I think we also
okay,
have the We Exchange office tour. That could be something.
okay.
I
Oh, the
um
weeks.
yes.
Do you pronounce it we?
Weeks or We
Yeah.
Exchange. So there's two ways of
Oh,
saying
we
it.
okay. We exchange.
Yeah.
Oh, weeks. Got it. Makes
So
sense.
while we're here, I thought it was kind of interesting to refer your followers and win a Ferrari, but you gotta look at the details. No one is gonna win the Ferrari unless you are a extreme gambler. I still can recommend the exchange because it's no KYC, but the trading volume to
three
win these things are insane. So
three
yeah, that's
billion dollars volume
3 billion. Who's doing 3 billion volume like within a 2 week period?
for a
I mean,
chance
you've
to
earned
win
it.
a Rari.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
That's
insane to
crazy.
me. Yeah,
If you lose out on a small fraction of that, you could have bought a few Raris now if you have the funds to do 3 billion in volume. But you know what? That reminds me of one of my favorite sayings: "No risk, no Rari." And they actually are
yeah,
giving away a whole Rari right here. No risk,
yeah.
no Rari.
So here's my progress. It's a 0, but there are other things to potentially win. You can see my
Mm-hmm.
trading volume is 0 for the last 2 weeks because I don't really trade much. But
Right.
I do have some shorts and I just leave them open and
Nice.
I up the leverage slowly. So we're
Nice.
up. We're up pretty good. 170% on this IP
Woo!
short. So I just want to go for those steady gains. But if
Nice.
you are a heavy gambler and you can trade 3 billion, well, you got a Ferrari waiting for you.
No risk, no Rari, guys.
That's
And also,
true.
I guess no risk, no Rolex. That still has a ring to it
Yeah.
because the prize before that one is a Rolex. If you get what is it, $500 million
500
in volume,
million. Yeah.
that's a lot. And you gotta get
That is
three
a
million
lot.
for a potential at just $50, and then 20,000 plus $100 deposit for 30 weeks tokens. I'm not sure exactly how much that's worth,
Yeah.
but if you guys are pure big time DJs, this is something for you. So weeks
I gotta ask
exchange.
them how much trading volume until they buy me Hulk hands. Until they buy me Hulk hands for this event.
That's a good one.
Get a custom
Make
one.
we got a comment here. Mick Messi said, "Influencers, I'm the only one in the stream and chat and
I
being
mean, we answered the other one about Dojo is
my
pumps
bad.
on
Yeah, we did.
420,
My bad. I didn't mean to
but
highlight that one. I was reading that
I
in real
think
time.
yeah, I think we answered it before we went live on YouTube. I'm not sure,
Right.
or we went
That could
after.
be it. We're not ignoring you, Mick. Yeah, exactly. The stream started late on YouTube.
Yeah, so we went over Doge. It went up 5% last year on 420, so it could be a thing. We'll see what happens with Doge.
We'll see
And
what happens with Doge.
it's yeah, I like more certainty in what happens. I'm still shorting a lot of cryptocurrencies for the most part because we know what happens to them. Even in a bull market, a lot will still go down. I've learned this the hard way, and you can't really
100%.
rely on an alt season.
Agreed. And in this market climate, things are behaving a lot differently. We got the tariffs and all these different things. And it's a whole different sort of market environment than Doge in the past. Like you said, when Elon tweets and it goes crazy, not the same effect that we have right now. So I wouldn't hold my breath on some of these old school catalysts that would move the market and move something like Doge.
Oh,
So
yeah, and
that's
people hate Elon right now. People hate him like
yeah,
crazy. So
huge
it's
point.
his
Yeah,
reputation from like a few years ago versus now. There's a big difference. So
exactly.
yeah, but I would not short Doge. If you've been holding Doge, you're not gonna sell if any kind of news comes out. They're like
Yeah,
long-term holders. That's kind of dangerous. You want to short these new coins that don't have an established community, that have
exactly.
given a large airdrop to people, and there's no reason to stick around.
Exactly. Or they're overbought, so on and so forth. Right.
So
All right,
this
moving
one
right
looks
along.
interesting. Yeah, Dubai Safari Day Tour, free to join. That sounds great. Calling all crypto peeps. Oh, this is an old person who wrote this, because that's some old slang. Hotel
Boomer alert.
pickup. Oh, yeah. So it is going to be an older audience. It looks like they have 46 people signed up. Hotel pickup, arrival and refreshments. Falcon experience. Pose for photos with a majestic falcon. That sounds amazing. Optional quad biking right over the stunning red dunes and an
Ooh,
adrenaline-packed adventure.
that
Dune
sounds fun.
bashing and sandboarding. 45-minute dune. Camel
Ooh.
ride, refreshments. This
I
is
always see
amazing.
the sandboarding on Instagram, and it always looks so dope. It reminds me of like Zelda or something. You know, in Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild, you can sand surf. It reminds me of that. It looks very cool.
Yeah. All right. I've been sandboarding. I did this in Chile like a decade
Oh,
ago.
how was that?
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Snow is soft. Sand is just
Right.
scraping everywhere.
Okay, so if you wipe out, it's a painful experience.
It's a painful experience. And plus, snow can compact itself. When you're on a sand dune, it doesn't really do that. So when you're like
Yeah,
climbing up to the top to slide down because there isn't a lift, it's just
right.
every step is like a quarter of a step, and you're just
Oh my
trying 4
goodness,
times as hard to get up there.
it's a workout.
It is a workout. So I was a lot healthier at the time, so I was able to do that. But
Nice.
it was like something you only wanted to do once.
Right. I could see it as like a one-time thing as well, a one-off.
Yeah.
We do have another
But
comment real quick if you wanted to answer that. We have, why don't you use Hyperliquid to short and gain points? Do you
that
like
is a
to
good
use
question.
on-chain leverage, or you stick to
Yes.
exchanges? I use exchanges personally, but I know there's a lot
Yeah.
of on-chain options as well. I use centralized exchanges, but you can use Hyperliquid or
So
whatever.
I used to use all these like different decks for perps, and I was trying to farm points for airdrops. But for the most part, I wasn't getting like the best deal because there's limited liquidity, there's limited coin options, there's limited leverage you could use depending on what the coin is. It's really hard to fill these orders. So that is the difference. I know Hyperliquid is a much better experience than a lot of these smaller, newer platforms for shorting. But when it comes to a centralized exchange, it's just you just have everything there. You don't have to
Yeah.
bridge to another blockchain just to short something. You don't have to pay all these fees. The convenience level is very high, and I've tried both just because you could potentially farm these airdrops, and at the end, it's not worth it. It's not convenient.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. I like to use centralized exchanges because it's easy. I know that if I'm just unwrapping some fiat into crypto, it's just seamless to go ahead and open a short, open a long. Like you said, there's way more options for tokens, and it's just way faster to execute. When you do it on chain, you still have to approve transactions and different things like that. And sometimes that long and shorting game is a matter of seconds, depending on like let's say it's a hype launch or anything like that. I want to make sure my order is filled as soon as possible. And if I'm not farming or farming for an airdrop, I'd much rather use the centralized exchange personally. And I think that's an easier sort of way to go about it. No FUD to on-chain leverage.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you try these new platforms, these new chains, and you try to do perps on there. And when a transaction fails and your order doesn't go through, it's very frustrating because you miss these opportunities as you see the price continue to go up or down if you're going long or short, and you're like, I missed this big opportunity.
Yeah. So exactly, that's annoying. I slept on one. I think I like to also do leverage trading on Rollbit. I'm not sure if you've tried that before.
I remember that. That was really popular like a year ago. I don't know how they've been doing as of lately because I know they have these crazy like 1000x longs. Right?
Yeah. You can go to some crazy ones, but yeah, they're still rocking. It's a casino plus leverage plus sports betting. So sort of all the most degen stuff into one, pretty much with Rollbit. So yeah, that's
I
what
remember the token was really popular for a little bit.
RLB. It went on a crazy run back in its time. I'm surprised Rollbit isn't further ahead than it is today. They had a few different things happen, but I was very bullish on it.
I think it's because so many other chains and projects opened up something similar, so it kind of diluted them.
Yeah. Probably saturation and different things, competition, and so on and so forth. How about so does that interest you though? That Safari side event? Is that something you think you would do?
Oh, absolutely. I do the quad biking, the Falcon experience.
Camels.
Hold on. Oh, 4 hours? That's reasonable. I can do 4 hours.
Oh man. Now this sounds almost just as fun, or maybe even more sort of activities and value than the yacht event. But both
I don't know. I'd say
What do you
this one
think?
is going to be a small group. It says here 46 people are currently signed up.
Ah,
Whereas, you could potentially be on a boat with like a couple hundred guys. I'm like, probably, I'd rather hang out with 46 people.
right. And sometimes these smaller, more tight knit ones are easier to communicate.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like more
absolutely. So
intimate. Yeah,
yeah, it's a lot easier to talk to people when it's smaller environments where there isn't a lot of options. So it makes it
yeah,
easier to have like a real conversation.
yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, this actually. Oh yeah, that kind of overlaps with what we signed up for our contact at Weeks Dubai HQ Open Day. So we will be going through the Weeks office if we do not get invited to or accepted into the sand dune experience. So something to consider.
Okay.
Oh,
So
karting
weeks.
tournament. Hold
I was
on.
gonna mention in one of the former conferences you went to, I think it was maybe Singapore. There was a go karting experience, right? And you were in the
Yes.
highlight tape. They did like a hype video,
Yes.
and then you were in like the start. That reminded me of the beginning of Mario Kart. When it scrolls fast. But long story short, you mentioned that being a really fun event. Can you kind
Absolutely.
of
I
reflect
would
on
do it
that?
again. Yeah. So it was hosted by Elf, and they're kind of on the decline. They actually got recently delisted from Binance, but they held an event, and I found out about it at one of the side events of Token 2049, which was hosted
Mhm.
by the Blockchain Gaming Alliance, the BGA. And
Okay.
there were these girls dressed up as like race car girls handing out flyers. And I'm like, I don't want this trash. Like they're
Yeah.
promoting something like it's probably a scam. And
Yeah.
then I was like kind of bored and I saw it like just sitting on the floor while I was waiting for this panel and I was like, all right, let me read what's on this flyer. And it says go-karting, the go-karting experience like later that week. It's free, hosted by Elf. And I was like, oh, okay, no, this is a legitimate brand. This isn't like some go-kart crypto game that is going to rug everyone. This was like something established and it involved free go-karting for several hours. I went, had a great
Can't
time,
go
and highly recommend it.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. And that's a big value with a lot of these conference side events, a lot of freebies. The saying goes, if it's free, give me three. So go ahead and get the max value, get the full value
Yes,
from it. Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, this one's invite only. Founders and investors. That doesn't really apply to us,
Yep.
and not necessarily. But we could
It's a
always
private
apply.
event.
We'll see what happens.
I wonder why they still put it on Luma. Maybe just a flex. It's like, okay, we're
It
having an invite
is.
only. It's only
Yeah.
within our inner ecosystem. They could probably easily hit them up on their group chats or whatever they have going on, maybe Slack, maybe Discord, and just say, hey guys, we're having a private event during Crypto Week. I'm not sure why they still have it on Luma, but that's interesting.
It's absolutely to flex because they get free exposure by being out there. And like, oh, it says go karting, and then when you click into it, it says the brands and who's going to be there. And then
Exactly.
by the time you try to apply, like, oh, this is invite only. You're not invited, and
Too
screw you
late.
guys.
Yeah, and then a small percentage of people are actually going to continue to research the project if they think it's interesting, right? So
Yeah,
I think it's just a flex.
yeah. For us, it's only to research then FUD because you wasted our
Yeah,
time on that.
yeah, literally. Why go on to Luma? I feel like it's a waste of time. So
All right, let's moving on. Crypto cigars, not a cigar guy, so I'm gonna pass. VC founders cruise, probably again an invite only situation. VC and LP's cocktail. Where's the next cycle alpha?
oh,
Let's see
hold up. If we
what.
can just
Oh,
if we can
yeah.
go to the one before that, does that sound interesting to you? Build, launch, and operate your own token model. Do you think that's
I
something that could be
feel
interesting?
like that's
If
a lot
it
of
seems like a
public
vibe coding.
information. Planning
Yeah,
costs,
that is
avoid
fair to say. A lot
tokenomics.
of this.
It's like kind of stuff we know already, or could ask people very
Yeah, to
specifically
be
if there's
honest,
something that
especially
applies
with
to us.
AI. Yeah, especially with the
Yeah.
help of AI and stuff like that.
So it looks like, yeah, Chainforce is a product or it's a consultancy firm. So basically you probably have to give them tokens if you want them to help you launch something. And don't really need that.
Interesting.
But yeah, it looks like there's it's free to join. That's all right. Keep going. Oh, anything else looking interesting here? We only made it
Founders.
to 3 o'clock. We only made it to 3 o'clock for Tuesday.
Yeah, It's gonna be such a packed day.
Yeah.
Founders Cruise. I think I'm already going on the other boat one. Maybe we'll see.
Mhm.
Cocktail Hour. What's the next? Alpha. Zig Chain. Web3 Founders. Desert Safari. Another Desert Safari. This is a different one.
Let's see. I think it is another Desert Safari by Proof.
Okay.
Hosted by Proof.
Not
Madinat
sure what that.
Chimera. Web3 Startup Incubator
Okay.
hosting a VIP Dubai Desert. Dune bashing, camel rides, barbecue dinner,
Right.
alcohol
Meet
and
at
shisha.
Madinat Jumeirah. If I'm not mistaken, that's where the main event is, right?
That's true.
Madinat
Yeah,
Jumeirah.
that's where the token event is. So you meet there,
Yeah.
then they drive you out to the desert.
Okay.
So actually, this one looks pretty good too. You also get belly dancing and fire shows.
Okay. And barbecue dinner, man. Come on. That's
Yeah.
gotta be top of the line. Feast under the stars with top tier food. I love a good barbecue plus camel rides.
Limited
That
to
could be cool.
20. I don't know if we can get in this if it's limited to
Yeah, that's
20.
really tight. That's really
Yeah.
tight. They're
Yeah.
catering a nice experience, but it's gonna actually go ahead and be very very limited. Probably budget wise,
Right.
they can't facilitate all
Yeah.
these people.
We're gonna need like 50,000 live viewers to make it into this thing for free. Right now,
Yeah,
we got 42, which is still great, but we don't have the pull to make this happen.
yeah.
Maybe if some people drop out, we'll see what happens. We'll keep this in mind.
The other one seems a lot larger, so we'll see from
Yeah,
there.
we'll go to things that will actually accept us very easily.
Mixers, are you into any mixers? More of like, I guess, like a bit of like a party vibe or club.
I'm not much of a
vibe.
party guy, but if you guys are there, I'll be there to support. This doesn't really tell us anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I always avoid those as well.
Because yeah, you could be stuck talking to people that aren't worth talking to because they could be scammers. They could just not align with what you're doing.
LARPers.
Yes, yes. We want to know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
This one, bull market mixer, same thing. Not a lot of information. Ton.point, your gateway to Web3 innovation. Let's see what that is. Private evening for founders, VC, KOLs, and investors.
Oh,
okay, well, we would be free.
Here. Hey,
we would be free as a KOL potentially.
But there's no way sales
sale ended.
It's already expired.
Yeah, we're out.
They already got the KOLs in, so we got to move past that one. We can't spend any money on this, man. We got to stay true to the homeless DAO, the hobos.
Yes.
We got to stay true, and we can't buy any passes. It has to all be free.
Yes, and again, we got into Token2049 in some of these events because we're creators and said, hey, we'll make content.
Yeah,
and they gave us a ticket. So thanks for supporting the channel. You helped us make it, and we're gonna share all the best information that we get there.
That's right. And if it's free, give me 3. So that's the way.
All right. So we got sunset sips and shisha, not just token drinks.
Okay.
Let's see what this is.
Not into cigars. I have had shisha maybe 3 times. It felt a little heavy, but I could see the vibes. And it's definitely part of their culture. The shisha could be interesting. Exotic options, vanilla. I saw.
Oh, sorry.
I
kind of looked. So it's BitMEX and Haruko. BitMEX, if you know, that is the original derivatives exchange. Haruko offers institutional grade platform for managing digital asset portfolios. That's probably not for us if it's institutional grade. This isn't for like regular people. So I feel like the audience won't align with what we're doing.
Right. Yeah, maybe a little out of touch.
Revelations podcast. I'm not. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Revelations podcast show. Mary Pedler, 2 hours, sold out.
Sold out.
I'm not familiar. Let's see.
How many people
Revelations? 100.
Okay, so that was the capacity. 100 people. Revelations.
I mean, they don't really actively make content. Let's see. 4 episodes. And by the way, this is the link they provided. This is the link they provided.
201 videos.
I guess they're self-hosting it. I mean, we could do something similar if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing these live at the events anyway, so that's fine. So yeah, that's not for us. Let's see.
Eddie
Family
podcast.
office.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie Live. We'll be doing some podcasts live.
Yeah.
Try to find us while walking around Token 2049, Sweet Basecamp, or one of these side events.
Yep.
So we got another TFI and AI agents.
Man, this is flooding the whole side events.
It's too much. Yeah, it's just too much.
How do you choose? Like, if you're someone who's just into, let's say, AI agents, DeFi AI, or DPIN, there's like tons of projects and tons of side events you can go.
I don't know how to choose. It's too many. It's just, yeah. What's up, Eddie? We're looking at side events to potentially join. If we take a look at this list, it's massive. So we're trying to filter and find out what's worth going to. It's always nice to have an invitation somewhere because it makes it a lot easier to choose from. Because if we get an invitation and we know who is inviting us and they tell us it's worth going to, we'll go to it.
Yeah, exactly. You came at the right time, Eddie. We're planning out what we're going to be doing for Crypto Week Dubai, and it's going to be a lot of fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of AI stuff. Hopefully something good. We'll find out. I actually know a few AI projects that are going to be there. It's going to be Alpha Keck. I don't know if the Brat team is going. I'll find out. But those are probably the only two projects that I'm still following because I know AI content creation will have some potential demand. So we'll see what happens. And it is a very competitive space. It
is. And we have even VRAM, which we've had on.
Yeah.
Oh, right. VRAM, they're still in that meta as well.
Yes, they're still launching. They will be at Sweet Basecamp. They're going to have a booth. I'm going to have an interview with them this week, maybe, hopefully before Dubai. And it'll be a good way to test all the different equipment I'm going to bring and test the mobile live streaming.
You're going to do IRL interview?
Yeah.
Nice.
While walking around Taiwan.
Oh, that's cool.
Going to test out that roller skate thing I showed you yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That seems really cool. Are you going to the AI agent events? Might find some new alpha there. Vinayak is commenting.
There's too many events. Hopefully we can find a quality one. Yeah.
It's tough to choose. I feel like maybe at just the main event and in Sui Basecamp, see some of the AI agent stuff going on around there. And that's one of just the hottest buzzwords and metas going on right now, that you're bound to see something to do with it everywhere that we go to, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So we're going to try to figure that out. Let's see. So LTP, Kraken, institutional. Nah, we're not institutional. Kamikaze Tuesday, powered by Chatoshi AI. Chatoshi
seems like a
chatbot. Sounds
AI
like it.
chatbot?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with some of their partners. Hero, Crypto Tower, Coinvesting, Apta, but there's like over 200 people going. We'll keep our options open.
Yeah. That was a little bit vague. I do like their name. I will say Chatoshi.
It is a good name.
I do like that name. I don't know.
Eddie says, I get it. I like it. Let's see. Innovation, ecosystem, and Web3 partnerships. Some people got to really work on these names. They at least use AI to come up with a title for your event. Hey, trading bot, where is my profit? All right. That's great. That stands out. Let's find out. Bybit. Oh, all right. So it's a Bybit event. I mean, I'm sure we could get into this, but we'll have to see. Doors open. Inside look at the world of crypto trading. Cocktails, light bites. I mean, that might be interesting. We have the week's event a few hours before this, and we do both the weeks in Bybit.
Bybit.
Exchange day.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, compare. Get into the headquarters.
Yeah.
Let's say Karatage welcome party. I don't know what that is. See if
I just like that name before. Hey, trading bot, where's my profit?
Yeah, that is a good name. I didn't think it was gonna be a Bybit event.
Yeah.
So they did good. They did good there. They made their event stand out.
They must have multiple events going at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. They have to. It's like the one time to really acquire all these different crypto people.
Right.
Let's see. Dune, privacy, security, payments, boring. Arkham Sonic Coin Bureau in Dubai. I am interested in that. Let's find
Right.
out.
We spoke on this. We ran into this one off stream yesterday. Looks pretty
Off stream
interesting.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So we were interested, wanted to save the details for now because we have the week's event a few hours before, and then right after, maybe Arkham, Sonic, and Coin Bureau. If you're not familiar with Arkham, I think they're called Arkham Intelligence. They sell on-chain data, so they're kind of like a data broker. Haven't really dived too much into it. Then Sonic, the previously known as Phantom Layer 1 blockchain. Coin Bureau, as you know, one of the largest crypto, YouTube, educational, social platforms out there.
Yeah, a lot of big names getting together here for this one. Arkham Intelligence, I really like. Great place to get a lot of valuable crypto data. For any newcomers coming into crypto, it's tough. I guess like this is like a non-paid, I guess, shill. I like Arkham a lot. It's just that to go ahead and get a good visual or trace different transactions or identify different wallets. You know, crypto is public and anonymous at the same time. So Arkham kind of shines a light on different things that might be going on chain with anything to do with transactions, crypto, and stuff like that. So it's a good database to get some valuable information.
Yeah, they really are relying mostly on name because that's it. That's all the information they provided.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's going to be food, some merch, limited capacity, and here's our website. Exactly. All right, you know us. We don't have to tell you shit. You know who we are.
Yeah, you already know who it is. You know who it is.
But it is true. They can get away with that. Or this was like a template. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put that on.
Those names ring bells. Those names carry weight. So
yes, like no explanation needed.
Exactly.
Oversubscribed Capital Institutional Dinner. That's not for us. Staking Summit. Now we don't like staking. That's a way you get rugged. Solana Mega Mixer. Oh yeah, this is the other event we signed up for the evening. So this is a long 7-hour evening event at a beach club.
Solana Mega Mixer. I believe they have one of these at every conference. I always see a Solana Mega Mixer of some kind.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be at that one. Catch us there if you want like an interview at a dark beach, I guess. Hopefully there'll be enough lighting.
Yeah, that's one at Bohemia Beach Club, right?
Yes.
Nice.
So I am registered. I am in incognito right now. But yeah, we went over this briefly yesterday. You know, we have Eclipse, GMGN, a lot of big names, and it is going to be at the Palm on one of the beach clubs.
Yeah.
So excited for that. If we want to do something a little more boring, there is a Web3 is a joke crypto roast comedy night. And they used AI complimentary ticket for investors. While you can't miss this exclusive roasting session, watch crypto and Web3 roasted, star-studded lineup, Roastmaster. Okay. The Crypto Radio. And I believe we have another channel called the Retail Radio that we really gotta post more on. That we're gonna have more content from all these different events.
Coming soon.
We will be competing with them. So no need to look at that one. CoinGabber, Castrum Capital, Blockchain Marketing Boutique. I don't know any of these.
Not sure any of those are.
Yeah, so probably gonna pass because it's gonna be hard to top the Solana Mega Mixer that we've already got it into, you know?
Right. We got Nibiru VIP KOL Yacht Party. Nibiru.
You got in this one? Oh wait, you know Nibiru.
No. I say we know Nibiru. We know about Nibiru. We're talking about Nibiru the other day. Interesting with the Nibi token. They're still going strong though. They have their event here, the Nibiru VIP KOL Yacht Party. Does that sound interesting to you? Do you want to learn more about what Nibiru is doing? We did a light analysis, and it seems like they sort of reestablished themselves or trying to.
Right. I'd rather be at the Solana event, honestly, because it's at a competing time, and being stuck on a boat for several hours with people you might not want to talk to is kind of tough. I like having the option to leave if it doesn't go well, but I recognize a couple of these logos. We have Layer 0, I think. That's Ichi. I think that's Optimism. Let's look into the details so we can confirm. It's always hard to remember what these logos represent. Oh, and they don't do anything with that. They don't explain who else is on that logo. So in the poster, every conference someone stops you, join exclusive list of Web3 projects. DJ, nonstop, roll call. Yeah, they don't explain who they're partnering with, and just go there for the vibes, which is all right. But I'd rather go to the Solana event.
Agreed.
So we're gonna
Agreed.
pass
Yeah.
on that one. God,
Yeah.
we
Especially
still
like you
haven't
said.
finished Tuesday. An hour, 10 minutes into this.
Yeah. Just like yesterday. There's
Yeah,
just
it's a
so
big
much.
one.
It's so packed. AI VIP
Stickies.
night, another AI event. True Founders Investors Yacht Club. A lot of yacht events, a lot of AI events.
Yeah.
We see a pattern here.
Mira Network, Momentum. Let's see. Stickies, DBN, AVG. I don't know what this means, but it caught my attention. Avocado DAO, Emerge Group, CreatorFi. All right, let's see. Web3 Fiesta, Connecting the Dots, is making a return to the global hub of innovation. Introducing the title sponsor, Sticky, the trusted growth and loyalty tool crafted for Web3 project ambitions. All right, opening event. What to expect? RWA, GameFi, SocialFi, DeFi, DPIN. Guest appearance from this guy? I'm not familiar. They really should put his name.
Is that Evra?
I don't know. I don't know sports, so I don't know who this is.
I've seen him. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen him. He was actually on Jerry's channel.
Oh.
Something Evra. I don't want to mess it up and sound silly. He's like he's doing really well in soccer right now in football. So I think he somehow has a big crypto initiative of some kind, presence.
Okay.
And he did a collaboration with Jemmy, actually. I was like, oh, damn. Like, she did some sort of a piece. She did a long-form video with, I think it's Anthony Evra, something like that. So interesting. So I see him more and more around the crypto scene, and I see him on CT. Yeah, see, someone said in the comments, Evra. Right, it is Evra. Okay, I thought I recognized him. So,
so it's just people like me, like, oh, I need the name. Like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I'm not sure how big he is into crypto, but I see him more and more all around the space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's getting into crypto. He was at Consensus looking around. Jemmy was helping him tour. But yeah, just in general, I don't know anyone in sports names, even like the biggest people. So, Patrice Evra. Eddie knows.
I said Anthony Evra. That's Patrice Evra. I'm thinking Anthony Edwards, the NBA player.
I was gonna say Anthony Edwards, the actor.
Anthony Evra.
Patrice Evra. Am I thinking Anthony Hopkins? I don't know. They're very different. This is very different.
Yeah. I don't follow sports too closely nowadays like I used to.
Oh, okay. We know Pewcast are gonna be at this event. Rug Radio,
I've heard of Rug Radio.
They're also big. Rug Radio was at the White House for the crypto summit, which was like massive. All right, he was also at like the White House crypto dinner or something, or the Mar-a-Lago crypto dinner. I forgot what it is. So sponsors: Safe Foundation, Verifin, Rapids, Cash, Brodo. Right. Okay. Just Safe Foundation.
Everything I have to say. Yeah, I was gonna say everything I have to say. There's a reason I have to open up a say.
Yeah, you could just say, and then the credibility actually went down as I kept reading them, because I don't know these names.
This, that, Dozu, Bonzo.
Duovu,
yeah.
So as we go on, I'm like, I don't know all these names, but they
like
lead with the most popular ones, so that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. That's funny.
Web3, 300 plus Web3 projects supported, DTC group. Okay, at least there's a nice description for each of these. Now, this is happening in the downtown area of Dubai, and this is going to be competing with the Solana event. We're going to, right now we're weighing up. Does it beat the Solana mixer? Or we can overlap in case, it's not too entertaining. I'd keep this as a backup, just because there are some big names there as far as media. We can catch up with Pewcast. They were really cool when we met them in Hong Kong, so it'd be nice to catch up with them.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for content for sure. It's always good to rub shoulders and interact with other builders and KOLs and creators out there, so on and so forth.
True founders and investors another yacht party. Let's get, before we click this, guess the price. Free or expensive?
True founders only. So if you're not a true founder, you're not ready to spend $1,000 to come on our yacht party. I'm gonna say
That's
paid.
it.
Oh, free.
Free,
All right.
free.
Okay. No respect.
Only 10 free tickets for KOLs.
There's the
Probably
kicker.
not us if there's only 10. If we need unlimited
Yeah.
KOLs, then we're
There's the
definitely in.
kicker. And then
Special
otherwise,
offer.
special offer
Oh,
for
it says
5,000. Why does
free,
it say
but
free?
5,000. Oh, it's misleading as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. So nah. So I think my prediction was kind of right. I think it was yeah, it's pretty much paid. They probably already know
Yeah.
the 10 KOLs.
And they don't really have many sponsors to list. So D-Dust,
Yeah.
Rocket, Swap Coffee, Gas Pump. So it looks like they're still looking for sponsors, and it's not a certainty that this event will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, we keep going.
Yeah.
Dubai
Moving.
Crypto Connect, Cocktails and Conversations, Blockchain Odyssey, The Journey to the Future, Proof of AI, The Builder and Influencer Night. This might be something for us.
One thing
Oh,
we
we
can
got a.
guarantee, nope, there
Oh,
another
God. God.
one thing we can guarantee there is going to be yacht events, there's going to be AI events. That's one thing I've seen for sure.
Always.
That's a
That's
popular one.
guaranteed when it comes to Dubai
Guaranteed.
or any, like even Singapore, any of the big crypto events that have too much money and too many
Yeah.
yachts.
Yeah, and too many yachts and happen to be by a port of some kind or by water. There's gonna be a yacht
So
event.
we got a comment from our friend Eddie here. Pewcast was a great interview in Taiwan. So if you check out Eddie's channel, he has an interview with Puke from Pewcast. That is just the name he goes by. I'm not calling him Puke. That is his name. Puker Rainbow on Twitter. Great guy. He shared a lot of different insights to building a brand, creating and hustling, and how he grew his audience. He was doing X lives or X spaces every day for 2 years unpaid, then started establishing himself in crypto and really helped create a brand from just hustling for years. So it's a very inspiring story, and I recommend you watch it and learn from it. And that helped me make more content. And that's why we're doing a live stream right now where we're hustling. We're going to get out there more.
Yeah, 100%. And getting clips and such like that is just getting that formula down. It seems like they really have a lot of insight for that. So that was definitely a very valuable interview. I got a chance to check out the Pewcast interview over on the Eddie Live channel. Great friend of the channel and the operation. So look at this.
So we got a comment from Michael. Yeah, I'm a community moderator. Any recommendations? If you wish to know more about me, I'm in. So when it comes to getting hired for a job in crypto, community moderation is something that people look for. For myself, I actually have someone that helps me out with things, or I just ignore all the comments. Just like whatever we see live, I'm sorry. That makes it a lot easier. But if you're looking for a job as a community moderator, I'd look for any of these new projects. You want to follow these VCs, see what they're funding, see what these new projects are, dive into their community, start moderating it already by helping people out, helping them find information, answering their questions, and very likely you'll be hired as a community moderator for them. So when it comes to crypto, this is something I learned from the Pewcast channel and just my experience being in crypto. You kind of have to do the job already, and then people will hire you. You can't just say you'll do the job, and people don't want to have to go through that process of hiring someone and they don't know what their skill sets are. So it's best to prove yourself that way, and then you can lock something in. It does happen very frequently.
That's very, very good alpha there for you all out there watching, looking for work in crypto. Definitely got to prove yourself, because there's all sorts of DMs that we get every day, emails I'm sure that Dan gets all the time, of people saying, hey, I could do this for you, I could do that for you. But you have to go ahead and prove yourself, because there's just so many different anonymous players and actors in the space where you actually have to go ahead and bring the value first, and then comes the partnerships and the deals. So that's good alpha for anyone looking to solidify a spot, especially in a certain project or sector that they want to be in.
So actually, and a lot of these events too, you find these up and coming projects. So that they don't have a big head count. They're looking to grow their staff, and it opens up other roles too besides community moderation, maybe like partnership manager, BD, ecosystem growth, things like that. So there are a lot of different roles when it comes to crypto. Some of these roles might not last like a year or anything, but it helps you gain the experience and helps your career start rolling, because you build up experience very quickly.
And it opens more doors. You meet people, you meet other builders, you meet other, people working in crypto, and helps you get further along.
All right, so we got a few more. So proof of AI builder and influencer night. Did we take a look at that? Let's see. Oh yeah, rugged. That's what happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dubai in the sky, night of networking in the sky. So
If
maybe
this is like 100th floor, we gotta go. If this is like
rooftop
100 floors
Sobi
up,
Dubai,
yeah.
Sobi Dubai rooftop event. Let's see.
Let's see. CoinX. I think that that's in
Only
exchange
15
via
minutes away
BTC.
from the main venue.
Okay. Dress code, smart casual, gourmet 3-hour canap. I don't know how do you say that.
3 hours of gourmet food. Is that
Canapes?
what I heard?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Enjoy 3 hours of gourmet. I think canapes. I can't say that. I'm sorry.
Canapé.
I don't. I like you got to use a word people can know. All right.
Gourmet
It's a
canapé,
lovely-
not canopy. Canapé menu.
Yeah.
With mocktails,
So-
wine, and more.
Yeah. So I think those
From
are
the
like
fifth floor,
another word
I
for
thought
hors
you
d'oeuvres.
said rooftop. From the fifth
Fifth
floor
floor of the
Dubai.
W. I mean, the W is a nice hotel in general.
It is nice.
The fifth floor, that's not a rooftop. That's the fifth
That's
floor.
not a rooftop, man. And I hear
Yeah.
Sky. What was the name? Skyline Dubai. That's not the sky. That's the fifth floor. But
Yeah,
still,
So rolling through this, I think it's a pass. It is not too far, I guess, from the Solana event. But I don't know how you get around this. Do you actually have to drive around this entire thing to get to the outside?
you do, but I'm not sure if there's ferries. I'm
Oof.
sure there's ferries or some boat rides that go across the water as well.
Oh, okay. Because
But
the
as you
event
can see, if you're
for Solana
driving,
is
you
like
have
right
to
here.
go all the way. Yeah, because if you're driving, you have to go all the way around, and the traffic is pretty gnarly depending on how busy it is.
Eesh.
But you
Okay.
pretty gnarly.
So something. We'll see. That's out there. TWF Labs, that's a market maker, not really for us. Inside the VC Mind, the top 0.0001% club. That's a pretty good title. Let's see what this is. No pitches, no fluff, just raw strategies from those building and funding billion-dollar ecosystems. This is kind of something I'm looking for. I want to learn what people are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, no fluff, straight to the point. People who are cooking.
But I need some credibility. You got to show me some names.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying we have the no BS alpha, but you don't show me who's going to be there and no credibility, I feel like you're just going to get me in there and then charge me $500 a month for a course or something. So I don't. Yeah. I'm afraid of being locked into a pitch.
Yeah, that's the reason you see a lot of these events. They show right away who they're involved in, who the sponsors are, who's going to be there for some of the bigger names. And it's like, oh, okay, this is legit. We can go this, or this is by Hashkey, this is by BitGet, so on and so forth. It's easier for us to just go ahead and register. Whereas if it's vague like that, maybe we're part of the value, the product, right? You know what I mean? So
we're the fish. They're there they're there to fish us. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well, moving on. DAO people Mexi VIP party. I feel like it'd be pretty entertaining if we do just one day, just every exchange that's in Dubai.
Yeah, because the exchanges, they have the money. And then we can go ahead and compare each exchange event.
They didn't even use Luma. They just made their own website for this.
Wow.
Get on the list.
This is correct.
It's not a great experience though. I love using Luma. It just has my information. It's so easy to sign up for things.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe not. Bing Bong Dubai. I like the name. I gotta find out what that is. Bing Bong Nova. After 10 sold-out events, Bing Bong is back in Dubai to kick off Token 2049 with the hottest opening party on April 29. Get ready for a night filled with your favorite Web3 personalities and internet friends, all coming together to celebrate how far the crypto industry has come. So we're co-hosting with Nova, the fastest all-in-one trading platform, Potion, Sync, OKX, MaxBid, Rug Radio.
Potion. Can you scroll up just a little bit? Is that Potion the same? The same Potion that Orangey and stuff is from? Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one. Can you scroll to the left? It's kind of cut off on the stream. like to see like the username. Potion Alpha. Yep, that's the one. Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Damn, they're doing a whole event for themselves. So honestly, similar to like in a way, I guess retail where there's an aggregate of different creators in crypto and different users and traders making a Discord and just the alpha group, almost like a DAO, and they have different services. It's cool to see that they're now having their own events at Crypto Week Dubai. So a few of the sort of newer KOLs that are starting to pop out created this group. Interesting to see that they have an event. So I was just curious.
Yes.
I was just
Yeah, someone reached out to me for Nova, but I don't do a lot of like DeFi meme coins, so I was like, this is not really something that line up with what I'm interested in.
The synergy.
Funders and Founders Night, Solidus AI Tech, the AI networking mixer. Again, we are comparing, like, is it going to be better than the Solana Beach event? So I think that's it. That's it. We made it through Tuesday, and it's been an hour and a half.
That goes to show, like we definitely need to take our time to prepare for this. Yeah, this is some work. This is some work.
It's a lot of work just to look at side events, and we have to filter out like what's gonna be best for us. Like, what are we gonna get any alpha? Is there something like we're interested in? Are the projects worth looking at?
If it's worthwhile. So it took us now 3 hours to only look at the first 2 days of events at Crypto Week Dubai.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow.
And the next few days it's going to be a little easier because we can only really look at evening events since the main event is during the day for Token and Sui Basecamp. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can find some better events and we'll live stream from there if possible. Definitely from the main events. So someone just asked, how often do you stream? Planning on doing this every weekend, at least one of the 2 days of the weekend, if not both days. This is actually the weekend in Taiwan. I believe it's Friday evening if you're in the Americas. And
it's Saturday evening over here.
It just okay. Oh, you're right. I'm off a day. I'm off a day right now. But yeah, trying to stream more. Yeah, you gotta get out there, show up every day, even if the markets are doing bad, and you got to find ways to make money. So that's it. We're looking for those strategies of like, how do you make money in these markets? What are we moving? What are we doing for our portfolios? There haven't been too many crypto launches this week. I think it's because of two reasons. One, markets are terrible. No one wants to launch their coin in this environment. And two, the lead up to Token2049. Like if someone is going to launch something, maybe they want to wait and announce it at a big event. So it helps build up hype and it just gets more eyes on it just because there's more people there. It's going to be shared on the socials of Token and other people that are there. So I think we can expect some big announcements at this event and we want to be ahead of that. So you gotta be prepared.
100%. As you mentioned, we want to find interesting ways to still be able to profit even when the market isn't quote unquote favorable, whether it's shorting. For me, it's a lot of airdrop farming and different things like that, liquidity events, and of course, grinding content, different things like that, staying creative on how to still earn. But Crypto Week Dubai, I think, is a unique opportunity, as you mentioned, to learn alpha, to get ahead of the curve on certain things, sort of see where the sentiment is in the IRL lens of where the events that are getting the most packed, how people are reacting to announcements, stuff like that, kind of gives you a unique insight on the crypto markets. So we're definitely going to be sharing that with everybody through our live streams and through our conference recaps, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to Crypto Week, and I think we'll get a lot of good information.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for everyone for hanging out. We are at an hour and a half, and that's enough for today. Hopefully more in the coming weeks. So I think you head over to Dubai on Thursday, your time, right?
Yeah. I'm leaving on Wednesday. But I'll land in Dubai on Thursday because of how the time zones are. I go a day ahead. So
right.
There on Thursday.
What's that flight looking like for you? How many hours?
13-hour flights.
Nice. That's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad.
Not too bad.
Big,
just straight through
direct
13 hours from direct, exactly, from
all right
here in Canada to all the way to Dubai. So
okay, that's worth it. Yeah, because there's not that many direct flights from Taiwan, so we still book direct. But if you didn't get direct, which is much cheaper, it jumps from like 9 hours to like 17 to like 25 hours. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, so I don't want to be burned out, so it's kind of worth it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, 13 was on the money. Honestly, I'll try to sleep for at least a good 8, and then I have my Nintendo Switch, and then I have my Netflix, my anime. Should be able to breeze by that commute pretty swiftly, and then we'll see from there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of do the same thing too, where you have to bring your own tablet and you have to bring your own content to watch on the flight because it's just terrible. Like, the flight always seems longer if it's stuff you don't want to watch.
100%. And just scrolling through, I'm like forcing myself to watch that. Whereas I like to actually go ahead and prepare. I'll load up like a whole season or two of a anime that I've been hearing a lot of hype about but never finally got into, and I try to get something I can just get lost in, or I'll bring like a Zelda type of game where I just like won't even notice what's going on. I can just get lost in it, and then before I know it, I've fallen asleep or I'm at the destination. So I think that makes it go by easy.
Awesome. All right, well, we're gonna shut off the stream, so thanks for hanging out, and 100%. Until next week, where we're gonna have more experiences and things we'll share about what's happening in crypto. I think I'll do a live stream from the airport because our flight out is next Sunday night, 11:30 p.m. in Taipei. So probably stream an hour at the airport before that, just because we got nothing to do, and it's just sitting at the airport.
Yeah, and it brings everyone into the experience of how it is.
Yes.
I'll already be in Dubai, so we'll see if that lines up. I'll be like, oh, you'll see you on your way, and I'll already be there. We can perhaps line up a stream again. But always a pleasure to be here on the show, and can't wait for next week, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to it. All right, thanks everyone, and that's our stream for today.